gratitude for that, and that's just the reality.
And whatever our best laid plans are, I mean, you guys know a bit about the constraints of the dub and video game recording world. Like, it's piecemeal, it's like, skip 20 pages, your next line's over here, and you're like, okay, can you tell me what's going on now? And then you try, right? You try to lend your engine to this character so that they can exist for that moment. Of course there's an honor in that, and there's pressure in that, but then there's all of this, well, your mouth is seen, you've only got 17 frames to get these words out, we're gonna rewrite it on the fly, we're just gonna massage it in, and you're like, when do I act? You know, like, it's like all of the things just to be able to try to express a thing, and then, yeah, you hope that that works, your puzzle piece works, you trust the process, you trust the director, and we've all seen dubs that don't achieve their greatest potential, and that's the way it is, but it is, again, you know, without an engine, these characters don't get to tell their stories, so I think you try and just be honored that you get to try and let them express themselves for that moment, and then hope that you're not mad at your work at the end of the day, because yeah, there will be people that are, but if you can say that you like what you did, then
yeah, I think that's definitely the most important thing, is like thinking more about like the work that you did and how the people you're working with perceive it. Not that obviously fans and people who consume the media aren't important, but again, you can't please everybody. So it's important that you make the people you're paying happy and yourself at the end of the day, I think.
Also, the great equalizer in VO is that everybody is going to sound like crap at some point.
Yeah.
I have sounded like crap many times, like just based off of circumstance or not being given the correct context or whatever. Like, you just, once I accepted that, it became a lot easier, because I am such a stickler for things, but there's so much that's out of your control that I just was like, it's okay. I did the best with what I had, and that is reason enough to be proud.
And we fail forward. We fail forward all the time. We make choices that end up being not great sometimes, and we fail forward by surviving that, getting a new choice, and getting to a place where, okay, I had to make a few mistakes to get there. I can't be mad at that. I can't assume it's going to be perfect or that it's going to be right. It's a process. It's a lovely, difficult, weird process.
Taking inspiration from this, some of your guys' answers here, I'm just curious if there's a specific pronunciation that comes in mind of a word that you might know in another language that you had to pronounce in a way that you're like, that's weird. Because I know I've encountered situations like that myself, but they're like, yeah, we know this is how it's pronounced in Japanese, but we want you to pronounce it this way in English. Is there any specific word that pops to mind to any of you?
I think we all kind of get it, right? Sometimes we are like told, this is how you say that name, now say it in half a second. But I have half a second to say this new 7-syllable name? Oh, boy. So specific example, no, but all the time that's happening. I mean, I found it weird that they requested that I say Hisoka. They wanted me to emphasize the he.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, some people are going to tell me that's wrong because they've got their relationship with how the OJ, the original Japanese, went, and I'm following the rules. I'm doing what the team tells me, and then for the rest of my life, be like, are you sure that's how you say it? Well, that's how they asked me to say it.
I play a character in Seven Deadly Sins. Her name is spelled D-I-A-N-E, which is Diane in the English-speaking audience, or English-speaking language. But in Japanese, it's pronounced Diane, and that's the pronunciation they went with. Because sometimes they do, sometimes they don't go with the exact Japanese pronunciation. And they did for this one, and it's forever for my brain to like actually process that, to where now it's like, if I hear people say Diane, I know what they're talking about, you know, but, you know, obviously I'm always going to pronounce her name Deanne, and it gives me pause every time I see that name written down now, because my brain has to switch it, because I know it's not going to be Deanne when I'm seeing it elsewhere. But Gomen's name was actually kind of like that too, not like specifically knowing too much about the show before I started working on it. I would have pronounced it Gone, you know, but that would just sound weird. Gomen sounds better to my brain now, obviously, but most people, I think, when they come up to me, not most people, but some people come up to me and they'll say Gone still. But it's like, no, it's pronounced Gone. And they'll still do the like, oh, you sure? And I'm like, yes, yes. And, this isn't totally a Japanese related thing necessarily, I guess, but Hunter x Hunter. Like the show is Hunter x Hunter, and there's all this debate about how Hunter X Hunter is like actually supposed to be pronounced, but it's Hunter Hunter. And I try to give people the reasoning for that I'm pretty sure is the reasoning for it. And they're like, no, I'm still gonna call it Hunter X Hunter or Hunter Squared or whatever it is. I'm like, okay, that's fine, I don't care. But it's funny how stuff like that works, I think.
I don't know what time it is.
It's two.
Oh, it's time to wrap already. This went very fast. I'm sorry we didn't start. Love it. Again, these fabulous folks will be back here on Sunday, so if you're a weekend pass holder or have a Sunday ticket, we'll be back talking about more stuff. I'm going to give everyone either the final word or the final illustration or whatever you would like. I'd like to just go down the little line here. And thank you for being here with us. And thank you, Nathan, for jumping in and helping run this. Again, I feel like a little main stage baby after not being here forever. So I'm like, I need my emotional support friend to help me talk to people. I don't know how to talk to anyone except an infant.
You're pretty good at talking, I think. I don't know. I think you seem pretty skilled.
Not good enough to be paid to talk like all of these lovely people. I'm very happy to be here amongst them and well, and
You haven't heard my outtake reel.
that would be an
I'm talking a
excellent
good sometimes.
thing to listen to. A full,
Oh, are we
on
supposed
your
to-
website.
Drawn?
Oh yeah, I said you can say the last thing you'd like to say or speak via the whiteboard of which.
I should mention, me and Lindbeck have a panel tomorrow, just the two of us.
Yeah. It's where I'm
We'll
gonna,
make it.
I'm gonna try to chase her around and kiss her a little. Yeah.
Now we're gonna have to move the room. It's a way bigger room.
Yeah. Just make sure there's an easily accessible escape route for me. Please. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm just super happy to be here. So yeah, that's
Thanks for coming.
And coming up in like 30 minutes, I'm hosting Otafest versus Animathon Anime Family Feud. So feel free, that's in Tell Us 101.
And for those of you unaware, Animathon is our
Neighbor to the north.
neighbor convention in Edmonton. So we have a nice Albertan rivalry there.
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my sin.